recycled.
Not all of them?
Not all of them. The core, the structural pieces are purchased from Van Bever Steel in Petaluma, but things like these galvanized sections here are old light standards from the City of Sonoma Corporation Yard that I recycled years ago. And I've been looking for a place to use them, and so there they are. And then there are chunks of redwood, such as here, which I think is a nice contrast to the steel. And I have some property in the Cazadero area, so those are redwood logs that I've salvaged from that. And the fur on the back of the head, these heavy sections are the old conveyor belt from the sawmill in Cloverdale. And you can maybe see them better over here. But they're very heavy and acted as a counterbalance to the nose of the bear head. So those are recycled. And then all the fur that you see, pretty much all the fur, I had almost enough to cover the whole bear, are remnants of a water line that used to run up Sober Vista, which is the high-end development on the west side of Sonoma Valley. And maybe 20 years ago, I salvaged those pieces and I sat around, and I finally found a home for them. And each piece is hand cut with a plasma cutter and hammered into a, potato chip. So in 2019, Soda Rock burned down, and Ken and I both recognized the sculptural qualities of the twisted I-beams that were the main roof supports, and decided to do something with them, but we weren't really specific about what we wanted. So anyway, I hauled them back to my studio, and as typical builder, I started at the top and worked my way to the bottom. So the last area I was working on were these feet, and I decided to put in a couple of chunks of the I-beams here. Ken's shadows in the way, and then on this one here. But I like the rivets; gives it some texture, and then of course there's the sentimental aspect of it.
Yeah.
And Katie kind of likes the belly over
I
here.
love the
Where
belly.
did you get the belly now?
Got that from that.
Yeah. Is that an end of an old tank or
No,
something?
there's a company, Orange County Metal Works. I think they've changed their name now, but they have big hydraulics that can spin pieces of slate. They make pipe heads and tank heads. So these are really those shapes are actually spun on a big press, and I brought a truckload of them. You can see other diameters on the head.
Now, what about your anything in the mouth and the whatever that you can?
Well, a lot of these are just scraps that were sitting around the studio, but you can see they're square, rectangular tubing and pieces of plate.
Cool.
Anything, Brian, you want to add?
Well,
How many? Well, yeah. When did we start this project?
this started in March of 2019. So
coming up 3 years, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Almost 3 years.
Yeah.
This piece I've put more time into than any piece I've ever made in my life, if that means anything. There were 1,600 hours, I think, of labor. So anyway, it's great.
Comes out to about $1 an hour.
yeah. It's sort of my magnum opus at this point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever make a larger piece.
What do you mean? What about the next one?
Well, there we go. There we go.
Already.
This is where it happens.
This is the segue into the next piece.
I like it. This is good. Where's the